For those of you who are just joining now, that is, you've missed all the information and you're just joining now, hello one more time. This is Meena Yagina with Meena Over Matters, Mom, Episode 3. If you like what I'm saying, please don't forget to subscribe. My movies reviews, people say, are fun to watch, so just subscribe and you get them all free of charge. Tell your friends and share this video. That would inform you about more such videos so that you don't miss out on any of my different kind of reviews. Subscription is free. Remember that. Thank you so very much in advance. So coming to the fun part of in my Mom episode 3, I'll share my thoughts on the cringeworthy series. Cringeworthy, really. Series called Marvelous Lives of Bollywood Wives. Seriously? Only Karan Johar could have thought about such an extremely horrifying title and series. I was forced to watch this just to tell you not to watch it. Frankly, seriously, just to tell you. I was dying to tell you, please don't watch it. And for that, I have to see the video. And just to make sure I'm not being prejudiced, as I dislike Karan Johar to the core, I also made a young 21-year-old student from UC Berkeley to watch it and give me an honest opinion. I mean, I paid her to watch it. Otherwise, she wouldn't do it. She refused. After watching the dreadful series, she summed it all up in one line, quote, "If this is the way the so-called privileged people live in the so-called Bollywood, then I'm so glad I'm born so far away from this. This is utter filth," unquote. She said with horror and revulsion percolating out of her entire being. And I agree with her completely. First, let me confess, I hate reality series in general. I don't watch any, including the now infamous Keeping Up with Kardashians or The Big Boss or any such dross. But I did watch a few episodes of Sex and the City. Unlike other such similar Indian shows, Sex and the City is actually a little bit endearing to me, with real problems and sometimes even real solutions as well. The actors do a fabulous job. You actually get touched by their issues. But the lives of these Bollywood wives are anything but fabulous or inspiring. Why Netflix is opting to dish out such third-rate and horrendous series on Indian people is puzzling to me. Karan Johar's productions are so damaging to the brain and sickening to the soul, and I had to watch Rishi Sharma's Delhi Crimes to remove the macabre sensation I felt in my state of being after watching these so made up lives of these wives. Felt violated and cheated even, because it's my precious time after all. The Bollywood Wives is so abnormal, so made up and artificial that you can actually figure out that everything is scripted and nothing is real, nothing, even the squabbles. Felt sad for Neelam Kothari, who once was a reasonably popular heroine and a very cute one at that now had to be relegated to the title of Bollywood wife, and that too wife of the insufferable and annoying Sameer Soni. He seems such a piece of big bore. I don't know how she's tolerating him on a day-to-day basis. The series is about 4 self-adoring wives and whose husbands are all losers of some kind, by the way, in real life, who share some kind of friendship amongst themselves, which seems very synthetic to me, frankly, very artificial. 3 of them have some sort of jewelry and clothes businesses on the side. And by the way, the dress creations of one of the wives are extremely downcast and glittery at the same time, and gives you the shivers at the thought of being seen in them. You wouldn't want to see yourself dead in those clothes. Sohail Khan and his wife are separated, and that fact is glossed over, and I don't understand why. Neelam is obsessed with her comeback, and as if the masses are, eagerly waiting for a return with open arms, and is busy getting her face botoxed to look young, taking advice from the likes of Ekta Kapoor and Ravina Tandon. I mean, okay, whatever. Chunky Pandey's wife is preoccupied with her daughter Ananya, future star and the new muse of Karan Johar. And the mother keeps worrying about people's evil eye on her precious little one. It's obvious through the series that Johar is giving special attention in presenting Ananya in the best way possible, as she's trotting around in her finest attire and hanging around with friends who look undermined and insidious next to this new heroine. This is Karan Johar for you, sleazy to the core. He has this sleazy way of dealing with actors. You have to observe him to know these facts. Sanjay Kapoor and his wife are busy with their Paris trip, that is the Paris trip, with the daughter, who's being introduced to the society through a revolting Le Ball ceremony. God, how low can you get? This is so archaic in thought and action and stinks of patriarchy and class bias. And the girls look so bad and lack confidence completely. I mean, how does this even work? Do people have to buy a spot to be in here? Do you send your resume? Only Bollywood families with a chip on their shoulder and others such as these who can think of taking their daughters there. It seems very purposeless to me. I mean, I don't even know what I should say about this. And Mama and Papa are so proud. This would be comical if you're not busy shedding tears watching this garbage, as I must do to write my review just for you. The mothers think that daughters, using credit cards and selecting their dresses on their own is growing up and maturing, by the way. And they're all above 20s. The actors in this series are so bad that you cry with joy when the likes of mediocre actors such as Arjun Kapoor and Sanjay Kapoor are on screen giving gyan and wisdom. That's the level of the show. What comes across the series is that all industry kids want to be either heroes or heroines. They are just in school, and when they grow up, all they want to do is be in movies. So you can imagine the competition, and it's not from the outside, but within inside. Hence, if you have 100 industry wannabe kids, how can outsiders even compete with these people? Out of these 100, some are successful and some are not. So chances overall are given, given that there are about 100 kids, only some nepo kids, and they're all nepo kids anyway. They're all within the Bollywood stars, kids and stuff. And some of them are heroines and some of them might not, because there's a competition right there. So successful ones are happy. Others like Sanjay Kapoor will be cribbing in the series that he had to wait for 20 years for a good spot in a film, neglecting the fact that he was given the best chance ever with his debut and a role with Tabu. And his second film, he starred with Madhuri Dixit as a heroine next to him, who was ruling the roost at that time. Maybe Sanjay was not good enough. Maybe audiences didn't like in spite of all the chances he got. Or maybe he looked too much like his brother, Anil Kapoor, that directors chose Anil instead. Sanjay Kapoor's daughter doesn't look the heroine material to me at all, I'm sorry to say. Chunky Pandey's daughter, Ananya, is better and bearable as long as she doesn't open her mouth. Oh my God, once she does, you can't tolerate. She's so bad, the way she speaks. The whole Qatar trip, by the way, in the series is full of obvious commercial endorsements. The flight, hotel, shopping areas, everything. The whole shebang is a commercial bargain and looks so manufactured and very artificial and made up. It seems Johar hardly spent any money on his own on this venture. It's completely flooded with sneaky and on-your-face commercials. I believe that the Bollywood folks live in their own sweet, miserable, made-up world. I'm not talking about the real actors and workers of the Hindi film industry. I'm talking about Bollywood, which I feel is a part of that film industry that consists of a few privileged families, sons and daughters of once popular directors and stars and their kids, who are feeding off on their parents, parents' name and fame, and the power and the soft power. This is a close-knit group of people, and this fact comes across and smacks you on the face in this entire series. Under these circumstances, the chances of entry and survival of any good looking and talented outsiders like, say, Sushant Singh Rajput or Kangana is almost zero, absolutely zero. Talent turns mediocre, and hence Alia Bhatt becomes the best actress year after year after year. In the series, even though Bollywood depends on the views and love of the audiences, the Aam Aadmi, for earning money, they tend to ignore them or use the F word to debunk the audience's criticism while crying silently for recognition from the same. Now, Janta is the one that decides, but they look down upon them so much. And that really bothered me for some reason. It's as if people who criticize them are either trolls or have an agenda, and Karan Johar circulates this opinion throughout the series through almost all his actors. He seems to be saying, we here in the industry just don't give a penny for your opinion. Just swallow what we are dishing out and shut up and watch it. That's it. I mean, he blatantly has Nepo kids sashaying all over the series with their artificially elevated loftiness, exhibiting their vacuous, inflated extravagance. That they're brain dead is obvious. And the way they treat their paid help is tragic, to say the least. In one of the episodes, Sridevi's daughter Jahnavi strolls into her uncle Sanjay Kapoor's home in her shortest of shorts on Valentine's Day and flaunts that she was given 4 roses by her admirers. Her cousin, a shy, fatuous-looking boy, declares that he wants to be a hero one day, and he doesn't know how to speak Hindi, and he's just in school, by the way. And neither does his sister. And such about 100 of other Bollywood kids are dreaming of becoming heroes and heroines. By the way, before I forget, Karan Johar and Chunky Pandey, please need to go to their dentist and get their teeth whitened. Disgusting yellow teeth. The last episode gets a little interesting with Shah Rukh Khan and his wife Gauri entering the scene. Gauri, by the way, looks so bored and uninterested. She just didn't seem to care. Johar ropes in Shah Rukh Khan for his cute speech and shower love on these 4 pathetic wives and their husbands. Khan and Gauri waltz in with slow motion and sit down with these 4 families. Khan charms them, recounting tidbits from their past, and declares that he's always there for them. This again comes out as this king bestowing wishes on his Bollywood subjects. That's how it looked like to me. You know, the king there charming all of them, but also, it's clear that they are different in their hierarchy. A darbar of some sorts with the Raja and the other insiders gathering around him with open admiration. The class distinction between the Khans and the 4 families is very obvious, by the way, very, very obvious. Even here, Johar makes sure Ananya shines up in her alluringly designed outfit and makeup, while the other wannabe, Sanjay Kapoor's daughter, is kind of skulking away in a black, ugly looking dress. Johar has his foxy ways of doing things all the time. Why Shah Rukh Khan is so friendly with this rat guy, I have no idea, but it gives me a bad taste. The finale Darbar scene again confirms the fact that Johar seems to be telling the world, we only work for ourselves, and we only work for one another. You better take it or leave it. We don't care. Viewers, you too need to tell this guy loud and clear, yes, we will leave it. We deserve better than this. And please, Netflix, please bring us better shows. Indians are not as dumb as you seem to be thinking. Seriously. Now, coming to Delhi crimes, yes, watching this rubbish series of Bollywood Wives made me ache for an enriching and a thought-provoking show. And I opted for Delhi crimes to eliminate the disgust I had in my taste buds. Delhi crimes, based on the Nirbhaya rape case in Delhi a few years ago, won an Emmy for Best Drama Series this year. It's a huge, huge honor for India, actually, and for all Indians all over the world. Directed by Canada-based Richie Sharma, who thoughtfully scripted the real-life story, is a delight to watch. A simple narration without any prejudice or pride. The crime is of a horrendous nature. However, the director also shows a soft, vulnerable side of these culprits, their anger, and also their easy accessibility to the police. They did not or could not lawyer up. And I'm not defending them, just stating facts. Nor did they have any resources. Yet this defenselessness does not take away the gruesome and monstrous nature of the crime committed in any way. That the director was able to do this by bringing in both sides so gracefully and heart-wrenchingly is by itself a commendable feat. The work of the police is so well delineated. It makes you ache for them in many ways. That the police have to work under such terrible, terrible circumstances, conditions, sometimes even without electricity. It's shocking. We also notice that the police in India in general don't carry any handcuffs ever. They don't have the budget for them. Instead, almost all the time, they had to hold on to the culprit with fingers interlocked like this, with the criminal, so he or she doesn't run away. None of the police personnel uh, use bad language or smoke like you see in the so-called Bollywood bric-a-brac movies directed by Anurag Kashyap or such others. I don't know what to call them, but yeah. Richie Sharma directs with utter care by delving into the persona of the police and give them a humane and natural bent. In addition to feeling heart-wrenching sadness toward the victim and anger at her culprits, you also get frustrated toward Nirbhaya's so-called insufferable boyfriend. His callousness and foolhardiness and even selfishness. If only he had been a little bit more careful. You can't help thinking that throughout the series. In addition, the entire series also makes you wonder, what if the culprits were influential, politically backed, or belonged to rich industrialist families or influential caste groups? Would the justice system have worked the same way toward them then? Think about it. That these culprits were poor and are cleaners, bus drivers, probably helped in them being caught within 48 hours is thought-provoking by itself, don't you think? Wish the justice system were as fast in all such crimes, irrespective of who the culprits are. Change would come immediately and people will shrink before they can think of even committing such hideous crimes when one powerful man, just one man, is out in jail for committing a crime, of course. In conclusion, audience, this week, please avoid the regurgitating series titled Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives, and go watch either Delhi Crimes or Barun Shobti's Halahal instead. Barun Shobti, if you remember, is the star of Is Pyar Ko Kya Naam Do. And he's a great, fabulous actor. And he came up with the series. He's a cop in this, Halahal, it's called. I think it's running on one of those Netflix. Just check it out. Barun looks suave and swanky, and he's a fabulous, natural, hardworking actor. And like Sushant, he's an outsider, but awesome actor. The series itself is thought-provoking and based on true events on the huge medical college scam in Madhya Pradesh, if you remember or read about it. Don't miss out on that as well. That's all this week, folks. If you like my videos and my reviews and what I say, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and tell your friends. This would inform you about more such videos and upcoming events that have serious, serious deadlines. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll come back to you with another episode of Meena Over Matters. Thank you. Bye-bye.